watch list coming up this week. First off, we're going to start with the QQQ. We got the Federal Reserve meeting this week. We think that they're going to raise basis points by 50 basis points, which would ultimately hurt tech and most likely the entire market. But I don't want to be the fortune teller here, so let me just show you what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing a nice, humongous breakdown over the last 4 or 5 weeks in the S&P 500. It's just kind of showing like a nice little dead cat bounce here. So I'm looking at some big support lines down here below the support on the daily chart. If I zoom in on the weekly, from the weekly to the daily, there's a huge support line at this 411.16. Bounced off it last week. So if we have a nice little zoom out below this 411, a next big support line on the weekly chart is 405. There's a nice huge gap here, and then so this 400 below this 411, we could see 405. Then we could tap that 400 level. Similar with the QQQ, something that I'm paying attention to right now is an added breakdown. This is my breakdown from the weekly chart. You can see that it's starting to form that also dead cat bounce and head lower. So I am looking at these levels around, let's see, below this 312. We have a nice little support line at this 308 and then that 300 test. So I'm looking out for these $400 and $300 tests on the major indexes with the Federal Reserve speaking with 50 basis points. We have Powell speaking after their decision. We have the dot plot, jobs data on Friday, and we have a ton of earnings this week, including Square, Shopify, Mercado Libre. There's tons. We have Chegg, there's Datadog, we have Cloudflare. There's so many out there in the tech sector that could ultimately send it down if they're not reporting good earnings and getting affected by inflation. So the economy's health is a big factor this week. So be paying attention to the QQQ and SPY further breakdown. You really don't need much more than that. But I will point out one of the earnings plays is Square, and I don't like the way that this weekly chart looks. This is a nice little dead cat bounce, little bear flag action happening here. And if we break down below this 92, let's see, this 95 level, there's a big support line down here at 83. So that would be an enormous breakdown. This would be a great catch to play because I see this 96 breakdown. Below 96, we have maybe a 93. Then after 93, 88 all the way down to 82.72. So there could be a big breakdown below this 95 and potential $82 test this week in Square. So keep that breakdown on watch. And the similar thing here is Net, Cloudflare right here. So technology, as I said, if there's no bounce in the market this week and they're raising in 50 basis points and tech is still weak, some things that I've noticed are Square and Net. They have earnings this week as well, but they are bouncing and coming down. And these are some of the only tech stocks that haven't filled or confirmed that dead cat bounce level. So this one as well, Net, the breakdown here at 81. It's at 86 right now. If it starts breaking down below this 81, it could fall all the way down to 75. So those could pay out really well during day trades. So I've been only day trading this market because it's all over the place. You could take long-term puts, but it's starting to get pretty oversold. I can imagine that it comes down a lot lower with how the economy's health is and globally, especially with supply chain issues and everything like that. Interest rates rising, it's going to start crashing the market a little bit more. So I'm watching the SPY, QQQ, Net, and Square breakdowns. If there's any sort of bounces in anything, obviously these stocks could just be the inverse. You play the call side, but I am looking at a lot of breakdowns this week. So hope that helps you out. Pay attention to the Square or the SPY and QQQ humongous breakdowns because they have a lot more room to fall according to their weekly charts. So keep in mind this 310 level on the QQQ down to 300, and then the SPY. This is a nice little double bounce here. If it breaks below this 411 price, 410 price, it's going to get pretty ugly down to 405. So SPY and QQQ is the only thing that you really need to trade during the day and to make any sort of money because it's very volatile, super liquid, and the premiums are very cheap. So this is what I'm watching, SPY, QQQ, and then the breakdown on Net and Square. Earnings plays I'll have on my Instagram channel, but hopefully these levels help you out for the week ahead.